All right, everybody, we are back. It's Saturday today. Like I told you, the second podcast that we do per week, it could pop up at any time. So make sure that you are connected. Go to www.mrcarlogic.net and you can get connected to us. We're live streaming from Facebook, Periscope, and YouTube at the same time. So I want you to give me about, I would say 15 seconds, and we're going to get right into the content. We're going to talk about jealousy today. So stay tuned.
This one for the streets that taught me lessons. Hey, they told me about the grief and people out here stressing. They told me how the evils wanna keep you from progressing. It's people in your circle wanna keep you from your blessings. No talking to them people when them people come with questions. This mama say no ratting. For them, death is destined. Be careful of the people you invest in.
All right, we are back. Welcome, everybody. Give me 2 seconds here. I'm going to have to do something a little unconventional. I'm going to have to share my business page to my personal page. But I welcome you guys. Hold on for me 1 second here. All right, we're back. So hopefully everybody's having a great Saturday. Hopefully everybody got enough toilet paper and whatever else y'all going crazy over. The shelves are empty. So we're going to talk about jealousy today. And we're going to get into the podcast. The way this works is it's a live podcast recording. So what we're going to do is I'm going to pause for 3 seconds. I'm going to start the podcast. Then I'm going to pause for another 3 seconds at the end. And then we can speak freely if you have any questions. If there are any questions that are pertinent through the show, I'll add them in, but if not, we'll wait to the end. Hey, Tasha, welcome. So we're going to get into the topic. The topic today is jealousy, so stand by. And welcome to another episode of the Relationship Gumbo Podcast. My name is Derek Jones, and I am your host. I'm an engineer, a strategist, a certified life coach, and a mental health advocate. So what we're going to do today, our topic, this is a touchy subject for a lot of people, but the title is Jealousy is a Virus That Needs to Be Sanitized. So, so there's a little coronavirus pun there, but this is real. We're going to keep it real. We're not going to keep you long, and we're going to make sure that this impacts you. I always try to get things that kind of go a little slightly different perspective. So what we have to understand about jealousy is this. You know, sometimes jealousy is kind of intertwined with the word insecurity, right? And jealousy is like one of the children of insecurity, right? It's one of the ways that you can show insecurity. And what we know about insecurity and jealousy is a lot of times it's a response to a traumatic event or events that we've had. And so this is the way that we kind of, when we get triggered, and sometimes those triggers, they don't even have to be triggered. It's just in there. We're going to talk about that. So I have 3 different categories that we're going to talk about today under the umbrella of jealousy. And we're just going to show you what this looks like. Because sometimes people tend to be a little jealous and have jealous tendencies, and they don't even realize that it's happening. Because it's so much a part of them. Because like I said, it's a response to trauma, right? We don't call these things trauma. We call it pain. We call it baggage, but it's really trauma. And this is a theme that we're going to have throughout a lot of my shows. Trauma is real, but we don't want to think about things being that heavy because we think we're going to be all right. So let's get into number 1. Number 1, I'm going to call conspiracy theories. Now, these conspiracy theories are things that when you're in a relationship, they're things that you make up in your head, but it's not really true. Because I will preface this with the audience that I'm not going for are people that have jealous tendencies and they think it's cool. Because some people do. Not talking about you. You can go ahead and be cool with that. We talking about the people who have jealous tendencies and they know that it's wrong and they don't understand it. That's my audience today. So conspiracy theories. conspiracy theories in your head that are going around and swirling every day, and you're making them up because you have no evidence, right? You have no inkling of whether it could or could not be true. And let's not confuse trauma and baggage that you've had from the past and the jealousy being what we would call a defense mechanism to try to protect yourself. So earmark that. Jealousy as a protection measure. Hold that thought. We're going to get there in a minute. So you have these conspiracy theories going around in your head. And this is what it kind of sometimes sounds like. I wonder if he or she is looking at their phone because they're trying to find somebody else that's better than me. That lady at the register, she's talking to him a certain way. I wonder if he likes her more than me. Why are they taking so long to come back home from the store? Maybe they're out doing something, right? And like I said, jealousy is the son or the daughter of insecurity. So sometimes you can kind of use those words interchangeable. It's in the same family. But it's those things that go on in your head and it becomes a part of you. And it chases you relationship after relationship like a virus. It doesn't go anywhere because you haven't taken the time to try to heal from it. Think about it. In your head, you're like, maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe I'm not. And it's that self-doubt and the insecurity. And I'm jealous. Look at how he's talking to this person. Maybe they like that person. Maybe I need to change something about myself because I'm not good enough. So I'm now going to turn into something else. Remember, we talked about when you're dealing with trauma and you're dealing with things that you're making up, you turn into a different type of person in order to deal with it. And a lot of relationships are destroyed because of those conspiracy theories, because you keep bringing them up and the other person is like, that's not fair. So you continue to be in relationship after relationship with these same conspiracy theories about different human beings that are not the same, but you carry those same worries. It comes from a place, right? And so you want to be conscious of the thoughts that you have. You want to be conscious of the things that you are making up that have nothing to do with the person that you're with. Now, we talked about jealousy as a defense mechanism, right? We're going to save that for number 3. Now that I think about it, we're going to do a little small deep dive into that because some people say they need it to protect themselves. We're going to talk about that. So think about those conspiracy theories. I'm calling them that because a lot of times those conspiracy theories get debunked. And when they're debunked, you're supposed to, be like, okay, you got me. Maybe I was wrong. But a person that's jealous based off of trauma that they've had in the past, they keep going deeper. And they keep thinking the same thing, even though it's been debunked because you don't believe it. That's the trouble zone. You don't want to live in that space. You want to have a clear head. You want to be able to make decisions with a clear head. Think about that. Now, number 2, Snoopy isn't just the name of a dog. How many snoopers do we have out there? We're going to call you Snoopy today. That's your new name today, if you're a snooper. Now, people snoop because they're thinking about, well, if I don't figure it out before something happens, then they're going to get me first. So I'm going to snoop because I'm jealous of what they could be doing or who they could be talking to. So I'm going to snoop, 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 right? Now your name is Snoopy. And so you got to think about the reasons why you would be a snooper with the person that you're with that's new. They haven't even done anything to earn that yet, right? Remember we talked about trauma? And you think that if you snoop, you're worrying about if you stop snooping, you'll be blindsided. And then you'll be betrayed by the person. And that's a scary place to live, right? And if you find out first and that person is cheating, then you can't be hurt. So let me keep snooping. Because I don't know, that coworker, she's kind of cute. they might be talking to her. I don't know that, but it could happen. So let me make sure. And they feel like they're giving you permission, a snooper. If they don't snoop, they feel like they're giving you permission to hurt them if they don't check behind you. They think they're free to do what they want to because I'm not snooping, right? It becomes a part of your DNA. And you're like, I have to do it, right? And we talked about, we're going to start to segue into this using that jealousy as a badge to say that this is how I protect myself. We're going to talk about some possible solutions to that problem. And ultimately, you think that if you trust someone, right? Because trust is a big word. If you trust your partner, then they're going to think that they can get away with anything. And that's because you brought that trauma from your past and you make these assumptions. And what that does is that ruins your ability to even grow your relationship because you have to stay at that uneasy stage. Because a person who lives in this jealous, traumatic state every day, trusting that person is almost impossible. Right? It's a virus. It's that viral infection that you can't get rid of. Right? It's almost kind of like if you knew that you was catching a virus from, I don't know, touching a dog. And you knew that if you didn't touch another dog or pet another dog that you would get cured. But every day you go to the dog park. Stop it. So you got to take yourself and you got to, you got to love you more. Remember those words? Love you more. You got to love you more than those jealous feelings. Got to get out that head, right? Number 3. And this is something that I've heard over the years, and I'm sure you guys have, when it comes to people that are jealous. You know what they say? Number 3. It's just who I am. I'm a jealous person. That's just part of who I am. And it's cool. But when you get into a relationship and that person hasn't done anything, that ain't fair, right? So you got to think about it. A jealous person says that they're just jealous and it's a part of my DNA and it's who I am. And now we're going to segue into, and it's a way that I protect myself because if I can see it coming, right? So now this is a thing. Think about this word that I'm about to use. Instinct. Your instincts are there to protect you, right? So for like women, they'll call it women's intuition. Sometimes it's the questions you ask and the answers you receive. Sometimes it's kind of like keeping a small eye on behavior just to see if things change, right? You're instinctually figuring out things, right? But this is what people don't understand when we talk about jealousy and insecurity. Your instincts are no longer valid when you're living in a jealous state of mind. I'm going to say that one more time. Your instincts are no longer valid when you are living in a jealous state of mind because you are not thinking with a clear head. You're thinking with a traumatic version of your brain space. So it's impossible for you to make a judgment call on anyone's behavior when your mind is clouded. So when you say it's just who I am, you got to think about where does that come from, that you just wear it as a badge of honor. Like, think about it like this. You go into a relationship with a brand new person that you feeling, and then you say, I really want to be with you, but before we get, just know that I'm a jealous person and you just going to have to deal with it because that's who I am. Who wants to go into a relationship like that? Wait, let me back up. It's some people who like that, I guess. It's some people that like that. I'm not talking about you. Who goes into a relationship that says, I'm a jealous person, so you just going to have to deal with it? And then the other person is like, yeah, cool. I like jealous people. You can go ahead and just do that and I'm cool with it. Nobody wants to start off that way. Stop saying that. Please. So I want you guys to understand that jealousy isn't cute. It's a traumatic response to something that happened to you or some behavior that you've seen throughout your life and you're mimicking this behavior. It's not cute to go into a relationship where you have nothing to go on saying, I'm just going to be jealous anyway, so move accordingly. It's not cute. So let's recap real quick, and then we're going to get you guys out of here. Conspiracy theories in your head, the overthinking. They call it jealous looping, right? You're looping all of these thoughts over and over and over again because of whatever, thing happened to you before you met this new person. You're automatically thinking self-doubt. Maybe that person's better than me. I don't want him to be around these people because he may find somebody that's going to make him feel, a certain way, and then I'm not going to be good enough. When you're thinking like that all the time, you're self-sabotaging your relationship, and you're putting that energy into your relationship, and it doesn't belong here. Positive vibes only. And y'all know this shirt I always wear. Peace of mind over everything. Who wants to live in a chaotic mind state every day? And like I've said on almost every show, if you are like that, who are you? Who are you? You moving around neurotic with anxiety because you think they're going to find somebody better. If that's your mind state, inside and outside of a relationship, who wants to live like that every day? You turn into something else. We need you to get back to the cheerful you, right? Nobody says trust everybody, but be smarter about your decisions. Snooping and trying to be a detective and you have no reason to. There's no behavior changes. The person is doing everything they're supposed to, but you feel like, let me go ahead and figure it out because I know, how many times here's the Derek injecting his person. You know how many times when I was dating that women would say, and I used to think it was so crazy, you're so nice to me, but I know something's gonna happen soon. So I don't know what it is because I'm not used to being treated like this. So something's gonna happen. So we got to figure out what it is. And I'm like, you got to do what? Yeah, you gonna mess up. So I need to go ahead and we need to go ahead and check, make sure that. How do you guarantee anything? You're gonna be neurotic for the rest of your life thinking like that. Stop it. We need your brain to be clear so that you can make smarter decisions, and then you'll get to hopefully your goal of being in a relationship that you can really value and thrive in and grow in and all of that stuff. Stop it. And then the final one we talked about is the badge of honor. I'm just a jealous person. That ain't cute. Because you got to think. A mildly intelligent person would think there's some trauma that comes along with that. I don't want no parts of that. But like I said, there's some people that have an adrenaline rush. They want that person to feel jealous all the time. So I don't know. That's just, it is what it is. But I wasn't talking about y'all anyway. So, so we're going to get out of here. But in closing, I want to say, final words. If you are a jealous person, if you have some of the tendencies that I talked about, you got to step back and take a look at why you're doing that and ask yourself this question. Is the person I'm with, do they deserve me treating them like this? And do they deserve me feeling like this? And then that feeling is going to turn into a behavior over time. Do they deserve that? Is it fair to them? And they didn't do anything wrong other than fall in love with you. And they do what they're supposed to do. Right? It's like convicting someone of a crime that they didn't commit. That's not to say that the crime will never happen, but you can't convict somebody without evidence. You can't convict somebody even without a feeling. They haven't even made you feel a way to even think that something's wrong. It's all swirling around in your head because of something that happened in the past. And then Here's my other thing, and then we gonna go. When you put all of that energy on that other person, and let's pretend for play that they don't like feeling like you're jealous, right? Let's pretend. And they hate it. And you keep doing it. And they hate it. And they hate it so much that they break up with you. And then they get into another relationship, damaged. And now you just gave another whole relationship the gift of trauma. Ouch. So I'm going to go, and I hope you guys stay sanitized, stay quarantined. Yeah, let's use quarantine. You might have to quarantine your jealous self and try to get some sanitation going on in there so that you can be okay going into a relationship. Quarantine yourself for a little while. I know it's going to be difficult. Everybody going crazy. I got to sit in the house. I can't go nowhere. Yeah, you might have to do that, and you're going to be all right. Trust me. So on that note, hopefully everybody, if you got some value, please subscribe, please share, like, do all of that good stuff. And we will see you next week for another 2 podcast episodes. And make sure you go to mrcardlogic.net so you can check out all the merch. And every time, if you're watching me live, every time you see me wear a t-shirt, these are t-shirts that I sell. So you can go ahead and get that merch. You can go in and look at the one-on-one coaching sessions I do. And I'm working on online training classes. I got a lot of stuff coming. So you got to stay plugged in. Link up with me on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, everything. Just follow me and I'm going to take care of you. So y'all have a great day and I'll see you next week. All right, we're off. So I'm going to say hi to everybody. If you have any comments, please comment and I'm going to get off of here so y'all can enjoy y'all Saturday. Go ahead and get y'all some toilet paper and do what y'all got to do. Curtis, welcome, brother. Tasha Carpenter, Michelle Ford, welcome. And I'll see you guys next week. Wednesday, 8 p.m., same time, same place. Then the other one is just going to pop up whenever I get it, whenever I get it right. This whole ducking and dodging with work and working from home and not working from home had me all out of sorts. That's why I'm here on a Saturday, but you never know. So I thank you guys for the support, for the continued support, and I will see you next week. Have a great day.
This one for the streets that taught me lessons. They taught me about the grief and people out here stressing. They taught me how the evils wanna keep you from progressing. It's people in your circle wanna keep you from your blessings. No talking to them people when them people come with questions. This mama say no ratting. For them, death is destined. Be careful of the people you invest in.